Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm Mackenzie. Something finally feels right in 2020. Something finally feels normal. And it's because it's summer and Big Brother is on, finally. Wow, it has been such a weird summer not having it. But it's back, it's on. Something finally feels correct. And I've decided I'm going to start a new series on my channel where I react to the week's worth of drama and alliances and competitions and everything. I'll upload my weekly video on it on Fridays. Last night was premiere night, so I'm just reacting to, I just want to deep dive and talk about who we have as all-stars and the competition that they played and all that stuff. So while I was watching it last night, I took notes so I can go in order of what happened to make sure I don't forget anything. So I'm just gonna get right into it because I don't know how long it's gonna be, but I am so excited that it's on. Oh, to preface, I am a Big Brother super fan. I became a fan of Big Brother during BB22 and then while I was in high school, and then I went back and watched all the earlier seasons on All Access. So there's just that's how I'm forming a lot of all of my opinions on these people. This isn't, you know, okay. So the first group of people that we were introduced to, well, that we were shown, was 4 ladies. The first one was Nicole Franzel, however you say her last name. I'm kind of like me about it. I don't love her, I don't hate her. I do think Paul was gypped in that season that she won. And in her intro video yesterday, she said, everyone says Paul was gypped, but he wasn't. I was a great player. Okay. If Paul didn't piss people off, Paul would have won. If he could have gotten the jury votes, he would have won. So I don't even remember who came in third that season, but I don't know how to explain it. I think she gives herself a little too much credit. All I remember from that season is her and Corey / her and Pauly. That's the gameplay that I remember. So, okay. Danny is back. She's back, people, and I'm very excited to finally be able to watch her live and on the live feeds and feel the anticipation going into weeks and having to wait for a show, because like I said, I went back and watched all the old seasons so I could Google what happened. Whenever Danny was put on the block, I could just Google if she went home. So now I'm very excited, I'm nervous, but I'm very excited to see it live and happening as it's happening. I'm very excited that she's back. That's all. I'm just very excited that she's back. I'm hoping she's still a comp beast. Davon! Davon is back. I learned on the live feeds last night she does not like being called Mama Day. So Davon is back and I am so excited for her. I'm rooting for her. I've been kind of camping on BB Twitter for the past weekish. Everyone, it seems to be rooting for her, and I'm really hoping, the only thing she's got to change is, she said it in her interview, so she knows, but I'm really hoping she learns to not talk. And then the last one of the first group of 4 that we saw was Christmas, and a lot of people on Twitter aren't super happy Christmas is back. She was kind of boring to me. I didn't love her, I didn't hate her. I appreciate that they're giving her another shot without a broken foot, but I think it could have been in a regular season, like one of the random seasons where they throw in 4 old house guests type deal. I think I would have liked that situation better, so I appreciate them giving her another chance, but I don't think All Stars was the right season to do it on. Okay? Then it was the first competition of the summer. They had to find something in the house and then move a ball on a board where it was in the house just to be able to compete in the HOH competition. They didn't win any power, they didn't win any of that stuff, just to be able to compete in the HOH competition. And they competed in their groups of 4 that they were introduced to us. So it was Nicole, Danny, Devon, and Christmas competing first. Christmas was the only one of those 4 to complete it and move on to the HOH competition. The next group we were introduced to was 4 men. First one was Tyler. I don't know. I liked him in part of his seasons. I didn't like him in part of his season. I feel like he gives himself a little too much credit, and that kind of, his pre-interview confirmed it for me when he said he's excited to go back to show them that he's one of the best players of all time. I don't think so, but Casey won over him, and he admitted that it's because he lied to a lot of people, and once they got into the jury, they figured it out, so he didn't have the votes. So that was his downfall on his season. He was a very strong competitor, and he won a lot of competitions, but his alliance won a lot of competitions. His girlfriend won a lot of competitions, so I'm interested to see what's gonna happen without that. Obviously it's Big Brother, so he's definitely going to try and form an alliance. Yes, sure, your social game and your alliances got you to top 2, but your social game is what killed you in the end. It's why you didn't win. So look at Derek. Derek was able to play everybody and won. So you're good, but I want to say you're the best. Okay. Ian, I don't really have a strong opinion on Ian. He's always kind of annoyed me. I don't know. He's just kind of there. In my opinion, he was a winner, so I'm interested to see if, there's only 2 winners, Nicole F and Ian, so I'm interested to see if the house guests are gonna like have a little bit of a brain and aim for the 2 of them first. Probably not, but in my opinion, that would make the most sense. Like, we'll get into that too. But other than that, I really don't have an opinion on Ian. I mean, he beat Dan in Final 2, so he's a good player. Dan's one of the best, and Ian beat him, so I do think Ian deserves to be on All Stars. I just don't have that big of an opinion on him. Like, I don't know. Okay. Kevin. I am so excited for Kevin. He is the cutest little, I love him. And he wants to win the money so him and his husband can adopt. Love him. Very excited to watch him. Rooting for him so much. Woo woo. And then Enzo, and I don't really have an opinion on him either. I don't know, he like wasn't really in last night's episode. Obviously they introduced him and all of that, but once it got past the first competition, that was kind of like it from him. He was part of a really good alliance on his season. Then it was their competition between the 4 of them. Ian and Kevin were the 2 to win, and they just advanced to the HOH competition. The next 4 ladies was Janelle. Janelle! I cannot believe we have Janelle for another season. I cannot believe I get to watch Janelle on the live streams. Turn on my TV every week and watch Janelle crush it. I very much hope she's still a competition beast. I have no doubt in my mind that she will show up and dominate and surprise a lot of people. Bailey. I don't know. In my opinion, she didn't really do much in her season. They backdoored her with Swaggy leaving, and then that was kind of like her downfall, was being so mad about Swaggy leaving, and that's all I remember her for, is her and Swaggy. So, and when she was yelling and fighting with people, her lips started bleeding. So I am hoping she makes big waves this season, and I'm hoping that without a showmance, because she is married so she can't be in a showmance, I'm hoping without her being in a showmance, we get to see her play to play and not play to help somebody else's game. Like once she realized Swaggy was being backdoored, she was doing whatever. I'm hoping she turns it around and I hope we get to see the Bailey that we know is in there. Nicole Anthony from last season. I'm actually very excited that she's back. I know she was just on last season, so a lot of people don't really consider her an all-star because she's not like she's still technically a newbie, but she was top 3. She could have won. She could have won if she didn't bring a showmance to top 3 with her. If she had just chosen Cliff, oh my gosh. I just cannot believe she voluntarily took a showmance to final 3. Nicole. This is your chance to redeem yourself. I have so much respect for you and I love you, but I won't if you make that stupid of a mistake again. So this is your chance to get it together and figure it out. I have never been so mad when she friggin' took the showmance. What did she think was going to happen? So, no, I wouldn't consider her an all-star, but I do think she is somebody who definitely deserves to be there and somebody who definitely can turn the game around and her, what's it called? Like legacy. Like people are going to know her for taking a showmance to the final 3. She now has a chance to switch that, so I'm hoping she figures it out. Keisha! Oh, my girl Keisha. I'm very excited to see her live too. She's a very big personality, at least in my opinion. But I'm very excited to watch her and Janelle together, and Keisha and Memphis together. But some of these are just so crazy to me that they're back. It's like, holy crap. They're Big Brother personalities that you would never expect to see on Big Brother again. And then it's like, hey, Keisha? Okay. And then those 4 girls had their competition and Nicole was the only one to advance into the HOH competition. Then the 4 boys, we had Kaiser. Love him. Very excited to see him and Janelle become a secret alliance that nobody knows is happening and dominate everything. I think he deserves to go farther than he did in both of his original seasons, and I am ready to watch them fight. Cody. Very, very excited to see Cody back. I know a lot of people are just like, man, he's the lower end of the hitmen. But I really don't think people give him enough credit. I think his social game helped tremendously in getting the 2 of them to the final 2. But Cody won majority of the competitions, and then Derek did the legwork of who to nominate and who to put up as a pawn and all that stuff. But without Cody winning the competitions, Derek's mental work and ideas of putting people up and all that stuff would have meant nothing. Sorry, my battery died. But like I was saying, I really don't think people give Cody enough credit. I am interested to see, I want him to prove people wrong. I want him to show people that he did contribute to the hitmen and he can do it again without Derek. But I don't want him to pick up a stupid alliance that would mirror the hitmen. Memphis. Memphis is another one that everyone's kind of like, you just rode along the wave. And honestly, a 7-0 vote. Okay. I think that was the only Big Brother unanimous vote. I might be wrong there, but it's one of the only ones, if not the only one, where the winner won unanimously. So, and it wasn't Memphis. So, I don't really love him. And David. David. From last season. He's probably the weirdest one out of the bunch. Like, we have 2 people from last season, but Nicole was at least top 3. David was out within the first couple hours of the season. He didn't even sleep in the house last season. So he slept a night in the house this year. He's already further along than he was last year. I very much appreciate them giving a first night evictee another chance. I hate the seasons where when everybody shows up, they immediately kick somebody off. Because, like, imagine going through the whole casting process to spend 2 hours there and then be kicked off. I would sob for the rest of my life. But I don't think they should have done it on an all-star season. I think that should have, again, been like Christmas, and you have a random season where you throw in 4 returners. Like, it's not an all-star season where you're playing with people who have played good games that got them far multiple times. Some of them, not all of them, some of them. Like, this is Janelle's 4th time playing. Danny's 3rd. I wouldn't have thrown in. I very much appreciate them giving a first night evictee another chance. I just wish it wasn't on All-Star. He's never played. David has not played the game. He played 1 competition, lost, which is why he was evicted. He has not played the mental aspect of it yet. So I don't know how that's gonna go with all the All-Stars and him. I don't know what David's gonna do because I've never seen him play before, but okay. And then that competition, Memphis and Cody advanced to the HOH competition. Now, here's where we can talk about the competition with the board and the ball. There was a lot wrong with it. First of all, it's a live show and we don't have a lot of time. So it was a timed maze. Each group had 4 minutes for the first 2 people to get it in and hit their button. The maze didn't have borders, so the ball kept falling and they had to restart over and over again on a live timed competition. And that's not a long time, 4 minutes, put borders on. Because they would be like this close to the hole and it'd fly off. So, should have had borders, 1. 2, the guys had the closer up hole to get it into. Girls had to go to the far back of the maze board. Out of the 8 girls, only 2 made it into the HOH competition. And out of the 8 boys, 4 did. So the boys filled their space. Each group should have sent 2 people. Both male groups sent 2 people. Both women groups sent 1 person. That made me so mad. Twitter was blowing up with it. Everyone noticed it. I'm done talking about it, but that was really stupid production. Don't do that. Okay. Okay, then the HOH competition was another controversial competition. They had to bounce on like star things that some could fall over, some could not. You had to bounce, jump through, whatever. Memphis went first, Cody went second. When Cody went, you could still see the stars that you weren't supposed to step on moving. So Cody knew where he couldn't go. And Cody won HOH. And then after Cody went, you could hear Julie over the thing talking to the house guests, because after Cody went, everyone was waiting for her to call up the next person, and she said, hold on, we're gonna wait for the stars to stop moving. But they didn't do that with Cody, so Cody knew exactly where he couldn't go the second he stepped onto the platform. So that was another little situation. Normally I'd be like, yeah, Cody, the comp beast, already proving people wrong, already winning competitions and doing stuff without Derek, but it wasn't really like a great win. No fault of his own. He did what production told him to do. They just either didn't see or didn't care that the stars from Memphis were still moving. So, okay. there's that. Then they had to all pick cards. The people that lost all had to pick cards. So there's 4 have-nots. It's Ian, Memphis, Nicole, Anthony, and Kevin. Christmas got $5,000 in her little card. So, in my opinion, I would nominate Christmas because that would be the best way to not get blood on Cody's hands. Just throw up somebody who's already won money and use the money as an excuse. Like, you are already $5,000 richer than anybody else here. Sorry, we're throwing you up. And then, I don't know, figure out who else to throw up throughout the week. Or throw up Ian and Nicole F. Easy, done. Ian and Nicole, here you go. You're the only 2 winners here. What better way to not get blood on your hands? That is what happened on Big Brother last night. That is my opinion on everybody. That is what's going down and what I hope goes down. I really hope you enjoyed. I'm just so excited that Big Brother is back on. I cannot believe they figured it out and it's on. But I'll be back next Friday with another video breaking down all 3 episodes of the week, who Cody nominated, the veto, all of that stuff. And the live eviction on Thursday. So who's out? Who's gonna be the first house guest evicted? First all-star evicted. So I'm so happy. I'll be back next Friday with another Big Brother video. Subscribe.